If you're familiar at all with Leavenworth, Washington, you'll know that it's a very quiche little German town, USA, tourist location kind of place. So I'm drinking a beer by Icicle Brewing Company, which is from Leavenworth, Washington, but it's very much not a German style. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Chewing the Brew. Today I'm drinking Alpenhaze Hazy IPA by Icicle Brewing Company of Leavenworth, Washington. This is a 6.3 ABV, and it has Mosaic, Citra, Eldorado, and Simcoe hops. And now I'm wondering if I've done this one already before, but I'm pretty sure I haven't, because the other one I'm thinking of had a different hop that I was not remembering, I think. But who knows? I might go into editing later and realize, oh, yeah, I've recorded 2 videos for this. Oh well, you're only going to see one of them. So, in case I have not recorded a video for this one yet, the head is quite creamy. The color is just to the side of a lemon yellow. The head's staying around very nicely too. Being a hazy, I'm expecting tropical notes, and I'm definitely getting that. It's not the thickest hazy, so they're not falling really deep into the super sweet. Maybe some passion fruit or something like that. And some light, like, sweet oranges, like a tangerine or a clementine, kind of small, super sweet orange-like thing. It smells nice. Yeah. Sometimes simplicity is nice. Sometimes a little bit lighter thing is a good thing, especially in this day and age where it seems like the banner makers, the real big brands of hazy IPAs in general tend to be chasing the bigger, more bombastic. But that's all from the nose. It might be bombastic once I bury my tongue in it or something. Once I take a swallow. No, that stays pretty nicely light. I like that. It retains a refreshing character, which some hazies can do, like this one, but some might struggle with. It seems like hazy IPAs have taken the mantle from previous milkshake IPAs in a lot of ways. They tend to be really thick-bodied, like there's just a thick the physical properties of the beer, not the flavor, not the aroma, but the beer itself is like physically thick, and stuff like that. And this maintains a relatively light tropical fruit note, and then it's a very cereal grain finish. I'm wondering if this has some oats in it, which typically an oat would be used to produce a fuller body, a thicker body, but here it's a really interesting finish. Like it's unique. It's standing out. So yeah, there maybe like a green pineapple together with just a hint of an orange. But now the orange is it's not tart, but it's not sweet. It's like really mild orange, plus some orange peel, just a hint. And then after that goes, I mean, it doesn't go, it hangs around a long time. But eventually, you're left with a relatively low-key finish for an IPA. There's none of this, like, bracing bitterness or or I mean, even in a hazy IPA, I'm typically expecting these days to have a really decent bitterness, like just chasing for forever, for days, because bitterness tends to hang around longer based on how we taste, based on the properties that are producing the bitter flavor. But here, while the bitterness does hang around, it's a real mild, really subdued bitterness. And what malt character there is is like a bowl of oatmeal, or not oatmeal, uh, Cheerios. It's like that Cheerio oat finish, which is really interesting, and I think speaks to this being a relatively simple, not bad, not empty, just relatively simple IPA, hazy IPA that works very nicely. I think to be more refreshing, a little bit more of a lemon peel note or a little bit more distinct tartness might be helpful. But as it is, this is a really enjoyable beer. I like this beer. Not that I'm not a fan of hazy IPAs. It's just not my top style. I enjoy a lot of good hazies. In fact, just recently in the last probably 6 weeks, I was kind of hankering for some hazies as the weather was warming. And hazies and pale ales. But it's not like if I were to pick my top style, it's probably not in my top 3 styles. But this works very nicely. This stands up nicely to just the gamut of beers I enjoy, in large part due to it being relatively light and simple compared to a lot of other hazy IPAs I've had. And I like it for that. And I'll stop trying to talk my way around my experience and my preference. I like it. Good beer. Simple beer, good beer. And on that Neanderthal note, I'm going to call this one. This was me, Matthew. I have been drinking and enjoying Icicle Brewing Company's Alpenhaze Hazy IPA from Leavenworth, Washington, for maybe the second time. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side.